Hello and welcome back to your weekly side quest. This week we're doing a continuation on the last week's episode where we talked about the Vecna, Eve of Ruin. Not I. We got ourselves. It's not I.
It should be I.
Honestly, I don't think it should be I.
Yeah, because
Eve
we're on the
sounds
Eve
stupid.
of Ruin.
Eve sounds so stupid.
Fine, because it's like the day before Ruin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like boring.
How is I any better?
Vecna,
Everybody already knows that Vecna's got a scary eye.
Exactly.
Like,
Like imagine it was called Vecna Hand of Ruin.
Well, that's
What are we
stupid.
talking about today, Ryan?
Anyways, we continue further into chapter 1. What? Oh my god! Oh my goodness, we went further
way.
into chapter 1 and we faced quite a couple harsh moments, but we made it. Ultimately, we made it through. We trucked through it and we...
You could say that. You could say that.
Yeah, there was a solid
Bing,
moment,
bing.
and I didn't think they were gonna make it, but they did. They did.
Of course we did.
We will get there.
Yeah.
Can I
But-
also point out something really important that
Never
doesn't
be
relate to Vecna?
What?
We're at 20 episodes of side quest.
Oh, it's 20 weeks we've been doing
I
this.
can't do this anymore.
Well,
20 weeks.
Well, that's the last
I thought he
episode
put the
that-
fucking super glue on his seat.
Whoa. Shit.
That's 5 months, guys.
Evan's
Buddy,
absolutely
That's almost
that's
half a
not
year.
gonna do anything to us. That's gonna break his guitar.
That's crazy. That we've been doing
Almost
this for
half a year.
That's literally
No
half
way,
a year.
I don't believe
Next
you.
episode is half a year that we've been doing this.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's 4 more episodes.
No, it's next episode.
Yeah.
No.
No. That's
Ryan
how
miscalculated,
math works,
and now he's like trying to gas us.
Editor, do the math
No,
for
it's
us, please.
next episode, guys. 100%.
We didn't even see the wink because your hair is covering
Your
your
hair.
eye.
Ew.
Anyways.
Anyway, for those who have stuck with us, thank you very much. And for those who are just
Michael.
tuning in, also thank you very much.
Thank you
We
so
appreciate
much.
any and everybody
I have
who
a bloody
tunes in.
stick for you.
You know what? If you're watching this right now,
That's a drumstick.
That's hot
Thank
sauce
you.
stick.
Shut up!
Yeah, in case you're new here. Hi, I'm Melissa. That's Evan. That's Halia. That's Noah. That's Ryan. Editor, make my hand point at everyone.
Am I below you? I don't think I'm below you. I
I-
think I'm to the side of you.
I think you're here.
I think you're
Or
right.
there.
You're one of these ways.
I don't know.
Well, I'm right here. So.
Wakanda forever.
Noah's like this way
For
or
me?
this way. Evan and Halia are down there, and then
Completely
Ryan's like
opposite.
over there. or
Halia,
there.
Noah, Ryan.
for,
If we
Anyway,
had
hi.
Evan,
any audio listeners,
for mine, switch it up completely.
yeah.
I don't
Any
even
audio
know.
listeners,
We're
this doesn't matter to
somewhere.
you. So
Editor,
what we're
make
gonna
our
do
hands
is we're actually
point
gonna
at
jump into
30
the stuff
minutes.
that you care about, which is a recap of the last session, which I believe that we can all contribute in. On.
Wait, things happened?
Yeah.
Are you silly? Yeah. I'd
So
say
the
no.
recap.
Who wants to start us off on the recap?
Well,
I think
Me,
Noah should.
I think Noah should do it
Yeah.
because he's
Noah
I-
is
I DM.
running it right now.
So here's the basics of what happened last session. The group
Editor, paint the scene.
the first session, the group had gone down into the Never Death graveyard, and there was I believe it was the Hallex Mausoleum. They were investigating the disappearances of 4 prominent figures in Neverwinter. A man by the name of Lord Neverember had hired the party to find these figures. He had a group of powerful clerics who had used their divination magics to attempt to find these individuals, but it would not go further into the graveyard. Something in the graveyard was blocking their magics. So the group had gone down. They had a brief fight with a bunch of zombies who, for some reason, were around the entrance. And after that, they explored further. They came across a wide open room with some stairs that were broken, and there was a cell. And in this cell, they found the first missing person, a woman by the name of Sarcelle, I believe. Editor, you can put a picture up if you can find one. I want to ask what you guys think of this figure. She had this strange aura about her where she kind of like lost herself occasionally and would spout off this nonsense.
So
But,
sleepy.
Yeah, she's a bit sleepy.
Let's start with Alyssa. She looks like she's got a something to say with the big smile. She's thinking of Sarcel right now.
Me too.
I don't have much to say, to be honest. I don't know. I didn't talk to her. So
Yeah, I think only one person talked to her, and that
I
was
think it
Hannah's
was-
character.
I think it was Hannah and maybe you, Ryan, but
I didn't say a word. I just walked her home.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I was like, okay. Okay.
Yeah, kind of weird.
Yeah,
go.
my character is not from this plane of existence, so she doesn't really care
Yeah.
about the people who inhabit it, so.
All right.
Yeah, so... Well, does anybody have anything they want to say?
Are we talking about the woman we found? Like the little bit of hair?
Yeah. Yeah, when they found
Okay.
her, she was in like a little coffin with just a tuft of her hair coming out. And I made it all spooky because Ryan's character was like slowly going up towards it. And he had detect evil and good out, but it wasn't detecting anything. But she was just sleepy.
Okay, good, because it was frozen the entire time you started talking. So
Love that for us.
I couldn't.
Oops.
But, okay.
Yeah, they
Ooh,
found her.
internet.
It's a
And they had a very strange moment when she described this vision that she saw. And I said to Hannah's character, Beck, her words have a sort of weight to them. Like, whatever she's saying tugs at something inside of you. Something that
Shouldn't have
you
been
haven't
said.
fully realized yet. It was very strange. But after that, they explored a bit. They found a room with like a small grate and a little golden harp. And Evan's character Imrith turned into a snake and slithered down and grabbed that shit. Thankfully for him,
Sneaky little snake.
it was actually a trap. But thankfully, I had him describe in vivid detail how he grabbed it. Because if any weight was put on that grate, he was getting stabbed.
So the way that I described it was, I turned into a giant boa constrictor snake.
Oh,
And-
no way. We could have had snakeskin
Could-
boots. Continue. I'm sorry.
Your turn.
Yeah, Halia.
Continue.
You want to speak? Go ahead.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead, speak.
You
Go
do
ahead,
this to me
speak.
all the time. Okay. Yeah, we could have had such cute little snakeskin boots. Ugh. Could have been to die for. Well,
But
no,
he
you
would
would've
turn
died.
into
Yeah, he was
himself
turned to human.
afterwards.
We could have had Eldrin's skin boots then.
That's fine.
You know what? I wouldn't put it past your character.
Okay, no, not her. It's fine.
She kind of fucked up, though, a little bit.
You are
Not
very
with
fucked up as a
that. She wouldn't do
character.
that. Anyway, continue.
Your turn.
The way that I described it is that using the bottom half of my snake body just over, without putting any pressure onto the grate, lowered.
Yeah, lowered your tail down and kind of cooked it around the golden harp.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, it was, yeah, you guys didn't even, like, look at the harp. You kind of just played it a little bit and was like, this is shiny and nice.
Yeah. I'm trying to play as neutral to the
Um,
force as I can as my
I'm
character.
not here anymore. I need.
Yeah, and that's because me and Ryan are doing a weird thing where we're duo
Yeah.
DMing.
I've got the book right here. Read through some of this bit. Oh my god!
It gets crazy.
Yeah. It ramps up. Let me tell you. You thought this first bit was juicy. Oh my god! The next bit's
Yeah, you haven't even gotten to the juiciest part of the first bit yet.
no. But yeah,
Juicy.
we'd like to continue on with the recap.
Sure. Yeah, they led Sarcel home, had a bit of a little break for an hour, where they talked amidst each other. Noir and Morgana aren't very sociable, but at least Imrith and Beck talked, which is Evan and Hannah's character, which is good, which is nice. I believe.
Noir and Morgana are me and Hallie's characters, by the way.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Noir is Alyssa's character, and Morgana's Hallie's character.
I'm sure
And,
the
I
editor
believe-
put a photo of our characters over our faces.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
just
Yeah.
replace our cameras.
I wonder what I'm gonna be. That'll be a surprise. I'm Vecna. Jump scare.
No way, you're Matthew Mercer?
Oh my god.
You're gonna get put as something.
Maybe.
You're gonna get put as
And
something.
you're Neil Newbin?
Who knows? But yeah, there was a little supply room as well where they found some potions and some climbing gear, small stuff. But there was 2 other ways to go. One of the ways was a little intermediary area between the 2 graves, because there is a main grave and there's a small pauper's grave, and in that intermediary area that's a weird phrase, by the way. There were 4 bells, and they were like, okay, we don't really know what's going on. Let's go south to see if we can find any more of these missing people. When they went south, it was a broken-in area, and there was a large room with a big basin full of water, and they could see that there was like something swimming around in that water. Not fish. There were waves when there shouldn't have been waves. And as they came in, this big hulking creature of this miasma of water came out and tried to intimidate the party. It spoke in Aquan, which nobody spoke, unfortunately. So it was just kind of like, and nobody knew what was going on. And Hannah's character was like, yeah, but I want to explore a little bit. And this, for those who don't know, was a water elemental. He did not want them to pass. So Rand's character was like, we want to explore. I'm going to banish your ass. And then immediately combat started.
Yeah, and the worst part is because I was like, this is going to avoid the bloodshed, because I know Imrith doesn't want us to kill this thing because it's part of nature. But goddamn, there might be some missing people back here. So I'm going to banish its ass. No, it would be banished to the plane of... Oh, we could have come back. Yeah, we could have come back later, but the water elemental would still be there. Same problem would still come up. Where would it have gone? So I tried to banish it. DC 17 save, pretty high DC.
Yep, and guess what? It has +0 wisdom.
So,
but also guess what? I rolled a 17.
Yeah, it was a 17. So combat ensued, and holy shit.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool combat, I would say.
It felt nice, yeah. It started off with Beck and I getting dragged into the water, but luckily, Wamani had the cloak of the manta ray, so he could breathe underwater, swim underwater. What I did to kind of, I guess, spare us from being drowned was I cast Control Water, and I lifted all the water above the basin that we were in, which was like 15 feet deep, 20 feet wide, like diameter.
25 feet.
Cylinder. And yeah, that just kind of
Yeah, really cool moment, because while the beings were in the water, there were 2 water weirds, which you cannot see in the water if they're in there, and a water elemental, which I also had it so that if it was in water you couldn't see it. So my man Amani just used Control Water and lifted up this huge basin, and it revealed pretty much everything, and shaped combat in a grand way.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, another cool moment was
the water
fight,
after you kind of colded it.
Yeah, that was another cool moment by Imrith, where I think you wanted to trap them in there or something.
What I wanted to do was, instead of killing them, suspend them. Obviously, since they're water, freeze them in place. That way, we wouldn't have to kill them, and then still be able to explore the area.
Exactly. But yeah, it was unfortunate because I believe Amani was in the cone. So he got hit by some of it, and the Control Water dropped, and it all fell on top of him. And that's when it got really scary, because he started to drown. But it seemed as if while the fight was happening, you guys had hurt the creature enough where it kind of just didn't want to fight anymore. Where it was like, yeah, you guys do what you want to do. We're going to chill here. So at that point, the fight was over, but you guys didn't know it. And eventually, Beck jumped in the water to go save Amani, which I thought was a nice moment.
But someone healed Amani before Beck could do that, right?
I believe it was Imrith.
Yeah, so
Present.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Beck did not get that heroic. Well, they did the heroic swan dive. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
Beck, she did a very nice. And then dolphin dive out of the water. It was cool.
Yep. Then after that, the whole situation was dealt with, and they went and explored the area further. And they found another small cell which housed a little gnome dude. Who he seemed to know a lot about Vecna and the history, but he wouldn't reveal as much unless you guys gave him some proper food. It seemed as if when you first met him, that's all he really cared about. He just kind of just was complaining about how awful the food they gave was.
Umberto.
Yeah, Umberto Noblin. Great last name, by the way.
Yeah. I remember because I wrote Umberto. Like Umber, and then toe, and I was like, this guy's got a weird first name. This guy's fucking, what the fuck? This motherfucker named after a toe.
I think I even said it like Umberto, Umberto, but it's probably Umberto.
Umberto.
In our canon, it's Umberto.
It's Umberto. Noblin.
And once again, when you guys gave him food and he started explaining what he knew, he seemed very he wasn't trying to hide it, and he was very ecstatic about it. And when he began to explain the history, it's like his words once again had this strange weight to it, like it was pulling at something inside of you. And here we see this strange moment again. After that, they found they explored the area a bit more. They had some seemed like the area with the water elementals. There were pipes along the ceilings, and there was a whole bunch of complex machinery that would move the water from one place to another. And they played with that a little bit, and they realized that they could flood an area further in the graves. But they were like, "Yeah, I don't know if that's a good idea just yet. Let's see what happens."
Yeah, and for anybody shrewd enough to have watched the last episode, you might recall Noah being like, "Oh, haha, the flooding the graveyard's kind of funny because something future to happen." And I remember listening back to the last podcast yesterday and going, "I get it. I get it now."
That's it. The future reveals itself.
There's so much water.
And another funny moment was the last place they explored before heading through the intermediary area was this broken down area where this creature had made a little workshop. It was this big fish-like guy who was wearing this nicely dressed clothes, and he had a little monocle, and he was working on some little watch, some very intricate clock. And he looked over, and the motherfucker only spoke Aquan. Again. Nobody could say a word to this guy. It was frustrating, to say the least.
Did anyone write down the races of the people we're looking for?
Yes.
I
will
did.
say.
So then, why were we talking to him for so long?
Because everyone
Cool
thought that was
fish
one
guy.
of them. Everybody
Real
thought that was
cool
one
fish
of them.
guy.
Cool fish guy.
Well, if someone wrote it down, we could have just been like, "That's not it."
Well, I believe in the next session we can just go back and talk to him because I know tongues. I can learn tongues.
Yep. Cleric can.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and he might have some good information. You never know.
You know, a fish guy who's not a
Weird
Quartoa.
fish dude.
Surrounded by elementals.
I hope he doesn't. I hope he just wants his puzzle fixed.
Yeah. Would you like to help me fix this clock? I need help. We're just like, okay, sure.
I bet, dude. Yeah, I remember you and Imrith both looked at the thing he was making to see if you could help him, and you both rolled really low.
I rolled a natural one. I rolled probably close to a dozen natural ones in that session.
Yeah.
Not
it was
even
a fun
funny.
setting to watch. I felt
Not
so
even
bad.
funny.
You just gotta chuck those dice out.
Real.
But it was pretty funny.
If I
Dice
don't
trio.
enjoy them at their
Dice
lowest,
trio.
I don't deserve them at their highest.
Words of wisdom.
And
Or
read
just
that
use
backwards.
different dice.
Well, Yeah, we spoke to this thing that I recognized, not as my character, but as Ryan. I was like, oh, I know what this motherfucker is. I know what you are. I know what kind of man you are.
Yep.
Imagine knowing the creatures in the game.
Man,
So that's the
imagine
curse of the DM.
memorizing the monster manual.
Yeah, that's the problem about knowing the monsters. There's no surprise when someone's like, you see this creature with one eye and these small horns. I'm like, that's a Nothic. I get it. Like, I know what a Nothic does. There's no mystique behind it. But some people might be like, what the fuck is this thing?
Yeah, that's why it's also nice to have there's a big bestiary at the back of Eve of Ruin. It has a bunch of custom monsters, and that's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are some crazy things in the back of there.
Oh, the boulder guy.
Yep.
The boulder guy?
The Moon Guardian.
Yeah,
That guy was weird as fuck.
You guys know how we joked about hope there's nothing that can throw rocks in this?
Oh, man.
It is a rock, and you
Oh.
better pray I don't get that goddamn chapter.
It's over.
I read
Yeah.
through the chapters. I saw the chapters I would be running, and I'm actually very excited because some of the chapters that I fall on have some really cool enemies in them. So
Yeah, I think all the chapters seem pretty interesting.
oh yeah,
Because the whole story is you go between all the different places in the multiverse. So each new chapter is something completely different.
Well, I guess that makes sense as to why they released Planescape before this, so that way people kind of have a little bit of an understanding of the multiverse.
yeah.
Was this supposed to
Yeah.
be played after you played all the other ones and like go into this?
I think honestly it was
You
more
could,
of a
definitely.
yeah. I think it was
That
more
was
Can,
like
but you don't have to.
Okay, I thought that's what it was.
here's
for.
this
I was like,
iconic villain, and
That'd be
here's
cool.
all these other places that you've been and done adventures in. It's kind of like a little callback, but I don't think it was necessary to play those adventures
Okay.
prior to.
Yeah,
thought
I
it
think
was
I
at
remember
first.
Noah saying when he was reading the book, he's like, "Oh, you can play this with existing characters or new characters."
Yeah.
Yeah.
because that would be cool.
Which is definitely really cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah. Found Gnome Dude, found Weird Freaky Fish Guy. And after that,
Why is
I
he a
believe
freaky fish, Noah?
Freaky.
he's a bit strange.
What
He's
if
just
you
working on his
replaced
clock.
fish with freak?
What if instead
So
of
real?
Vecna,
Freaky
Eve of Ruin, it was Vecna, Freak of Ruin? instead of blowing up everything, he freaked everything.
He blew
He
everything.
blew everyone.
You blew
Oh
everything,
my
you freak.
Goodness. But back to topic.
Young Vecna.
Amani brought the gnome dude back, and you guys had another little rest for eventually heading into the second part of the graves. I would say the more dangerous part of it. And here, you guys fooled around with the bells for a little bit before thinking, like, this probably doesn't do anything. And you went into the next room.
Wasn't we? Wasn't
I didn't
we?
go near those bells.
I think everybody
wasn't
investigated at least a little bit.
I looked in the inside of the bells. I was like, is
Yeah,
there any
Ember
writing in there?
did. I also think you investigated to Morgana.
Maybe for like trash.
And there was just
but I don't-
nothing.
Did I have to go all the way up to it?
I think
Well,
because
I
someone
think,
told
yeah.
you to because you're good at it.
That's fair. I don't remember doing it, but I probably did.
I think you did, yeah. And I was
I
like,
just
yeah,
came
there's,
up with
there's
a really
nothing
stupid
special.
idea of, oh, there's probably something hidden. Why don't we all like knock the bells at the same time?
We
I
did
don't
not
think it's stupid
do that.
at all because
I'm
the way it's given to you, it really seems like there is some sort of puzzle you have to solve here. But through the investigation checks, you realize that there's nothing on these bells. They have been used recently, but there's no marks, no sigils, and no nothing. So I was glad you guys didn't ring the bell. I'll say that. As Morgana, you snuck into the other room, opened up the door, and there was this really weird guy who was surrounded by a bunch of cultists, and he was just spouting off like crazy things. He was like,
They were wild.
yeah. He was talking
Yeah.
about ways he would torture people, basically. Where he was
They were
like, I would
getting
take out
horny.
their teeth slowly. Yeah, and the cultists were fucking into it. They were like, oh my
Bunch
god,
of
yes.
masochists.
Yeah,
That's
it's very
awesome!
strange. But there was a total of, I believe, 5 in the room, and
Yep.
Morgana and Hannah's character Beck snuck in, and they were like, "Okay, what should we do? We should. I mean, let's just."
I also
Wasn't it
snuck
Imran?
in. Yeah, it was me.
Yeah,
and
it was
Yeah,
the
yeah,
three
Emmerich
of
was
you.
there too,
It was
yeah.
the
Oh,
three
I
of
didn't-
you.
I had no idea Beck was there.
Yeah, Beck was right next to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
I'm
Beck,
sorry.
Beck followed in after.
Yeah, and then Emerald was behind Beck.
Okay.
And
No, it was me and
all-
Morgana first. Because
Oh, well,
Morgana
on the battle map, Beck was
It
next to
doesn't
Morgana.
matter. The three
And-
of us were at the
Yeah,
stairway.
Emerald was behind.
Don't matter.
Yeah,
Looking.
passed that trace.
yeah. Path Trace worked very well because they managed to. There wasn't a lot of spots to hide in the room. It was a staircase that led down into a wide open, like dining area. There was like a little table, and this you could see clearly up the staircase. But thanks to Path Trace, they managed to sneak in, and combat ensued shortly after, where Morgana and Beck and Imrith attacked or cast spells. And that combat was a fucking doozy, let me tell you.
Yep.
It started off pretty
lasted-
promising.
Probably, I'd say about 5 hours.
No, not 5
No.
hours.
No.
I don't think it was
No, but
5
it felt like
hours.
that.
Definitely
Maybe
It
not.
was 3.
Felt
like
Maybe,
3 hours.
Maybe at
maybe
most
two.
3.
It felt like 5
Three.
hours.
Yeah.
3 hours.
It was probably. I think it was 3. It was maybe.
I want to
2 or
say
3.
at least 2.
Combat didn't start
Yeah.
until about like 7:30, and we didn't finish till almost 10.
Yeah.
So basically what happened was they first attacked the main dude who was spouting out all this nonsense. They got him to half HP, which was great. You get because the rogue attack obviously dealt a lot of fucking damage. And
On top of spike growth.
they all on top of spike growth as well, yeah. And they all
Yeah,
came.
there's 2 dagger throws and a spike growth.
Yeah, spike growth. By the way, the spike growth and Noir combo was really great because Noir has an ability where she can push people with her Eldritch Blast, and that really helps
Just
spike
an
growth.
invocation.
Now we just
Yep.
need Morgana to get the one that pulls them.
Yep,
Nope.
it'd be
Push
insane.
and pull cheese grater combo.
I have my own invocations that help me
Yeah.
in other ways.
But the start went really well as Amani stunned pretty much everybody except for 2 of the weaker cultists. And the weaker cultists couldn't pretty much do anything to you guys because your AC is so high, but they did what they could. They maybe hit once or twice. And you guys basically dealt with the big guy who was a mage, the big cultist who was spouting up the torture methods. But what you didn't realize was that if you guys were too loud in this combat, 2 other mages would notice and join. And fortunately, I rolled to see if they would notice, and they did. So second turn of initiative, 2 mages strolled in through the spike growth, clasped their hands together, and they both cast Cone of Cold, which hit the entire party. So that's 16 d8 of cold damage for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not something that Morgana could have evaded either, because it's a con save. So after that moment, like half the party went down, and at that moment, it became real scary.
Yeah, I think the only people that were left up was Imrith and Noir.
Yeah.
And that was probably one of the roughest turns I've ever seen someone take. Unless you want to describe what you
Oh
couldn't
my
do.
god! I'm so
Oh my
sorry.
god,
I'm
do
sorry.
I have to?
It's not anyone's fault.
Please do it.
Oh,
Neither
god,
of you need to feel
okay.
bad.
Okay,
I do.
so
I feel both. I feel great
No.
and bad about it.
okay, so it was my turn on initiative, and I was like, oh shit, half of the party is down, so I'm going to cast Mass Healing Word. And then Noah was like, oh, you can't get everyone, you're gonna miss Beck. You'll have to move up if you want to get everyone. And I was like, okay, I'll move up to get everyone. Moving up that one space got me in to counterspell range with one of the mages, and my Mass Healing Word fizzled out.
Was
Okay.
it only Beck that you would have missed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It would
was just
have
Beck.
only been Beck.
Oh,
Because Beck had
if I
fallen
didn't
down the
move up-
stairs.
If I didn't move up, I probably would have been able to cast Mass Healing Word. Just Beck
Yeah, they wouldn't have
would
been able
not
to
be
see.
up.
I mean, that's fine. We could have just got Beck.
Well, that's the thing is we just didn't know that they had counterspell.
I know. I'm just saying.
And then
But Noah did.
Then you tried to shatter.
Anyway, so I'm like, okay, it's fine. I still have a full action to do something. And they were like, oh, since your spell didn't go through, you can still cast another spell. And I was like, okay, great. Spells do more damage than my shitty little rapier. Let's do a spell. So I think I cast Shatter. And I was in range of another mage who cast counter spell.
Yep.
And then my turn was up.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I couldn't move back because I'm pretty sure something was going to hit me with an opportunity attack. So
There's like 3 spiritual weapons that you had to try to dodge. So
Yeah, every single of the weaker cultists cast spiritual weapon on you guys.
yeah. So my I feel like I only got like 1 or 2 turns on initiative, and that was pretty it. That's all I
It
did.
was real bad.
it was so rough to watch because I after you got counterspelled, I looked over at Noah because I was like, I know what's about to happen, and he just looked at me and he was like,
Yeah, I was
'Cause
so
there's
confused
two
with that.
mages.
And
I
my
put
back
two
was turned.
fingers
My
up.
back was
'Cause-
turned, so
yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
see it.
and I was just like, I know they both have counterspell because if one of them casts Cone of Cold, the other has Cone of Cold, they're probably just have the same like spell
Yeah.
sheet. So I just looked over and I was just like, Noah,
Go off, King.
oh man.
Yeah, it was poor planning on my part. I wasn't aware that the 2 mages were so close to
Yeah, that's not your fault.
Nor were in range.
It's not your fault, it's not
That-
Noah's
that's a learning
fault.
experience.
Valuable lesson
No,
on
no
it was,
positioning.
No one did anything wrong. That is fine.
Yeah.
I should have planned it out more, but I was more
That's
concerned
okay.
on getting the whole party up than I was potentially not being able to do it. I just
Yeah.
didn't plan my turn out right.
That's okay.
Yeah. And I wasn't going easy on you guys. It said in the book that the mages and the cultists are out for blood because they don't want these secrets to come out. So yeah, the spiritual weapons, I believe they also went for anybody who was unconscious to just try to kill them. But my fucking god, you guys have such high ACs, and the cult fanatics only have +3 to hit. Even with advantage, they kept fucking missing.
Well, you got one
and
of
they just
them with
couldn't
them.
kill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got one of them with
I
them.
got 2 people.
Yeah, Wamani.
Well, I don't like to say I got 2 people. It's more like, unfortunately, it hit 2 people.
They got
Well,
2 people.
It's fine.
Yeah.
The parasites got 2 people.
You didn't actually kill Alyssa or Ryan, Noah. It's okay.
I
No.
didn't die, dude. Wamani was
Spoiler
fine.
alert.
Yeah, he never went down. But
Well,
yeah,
money-
eventually...
Well, no,
They managed
Wamani
to
went down
hit.
many times. Just
Well, they didn't die.
yeah, he just
yeah.
kept getting back up.
Unfortunately, they managed to hit Noir for the final blow, and she went down. And Beck didn't. Beck followed soon after, where I think she just failed her saving throw. And at that point, it was a 3v7, I think, or 3v6.
It
and
was like
real
3v5
scary.
again
Yeah.
because we had taken out one of the other cultists.
Yeah, I don't think it
Mm.
was 7.
Didn't Beck get attacked by a spiritual weapon? That's why she failed her
No,
death save?
someone cast inflict wounds on her.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Either way, something happened where she died.
Yeah,
And-
I got hit twice while I was unconscious, so I went from 2 to 4. So I rolled
And-
one saving throw.
Another bad part
Okay.
is that instead of Morgana getting her turn, one of the cultists cast command on her. So
Oh,
she did
fuck
nothing
yeah.
for one of the turns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she doubled.
It just compounded.
She was
And,
so upset
um,
about that.
It was rough.
I believe
It was a rough
Imrith
combat.
also turned into a bear and tried to attack the 2 mages, but that wasn't turning out well because everybody else was dying. And eventually, I would say Imrith fucking came back. And,
So
when
so
his
with,
bear form dropped, yeah.
yeah.
So with Imrith, him being an Eladrin, I mainly have him as a winter Eladrin. Mainly because, for backstory purposes, he wandered from the Feywild into Icewind Dale, and he spent a lot of time there, and he really, for some reason, thought the way that his appearance looked afterwards looked nice on him. But looking into some of the attributes, I didn't realize that with Wild Shape, you could still use your race and class features. So he had phase step. Well, the phase step, depending on what season you are, it has a different effect. With winter, it's any player character or enemy or NPC within 5 feet of you has to make a wisdom save or be frightened of you until the end of your next turn. So I did that to try and stop anyone from pursuing me and trying to take out these 2 mages. After looking at that, I completely skipped over the class thing, and with being a Dream Druid, I have the Balm of the Summer Court, which allows me to heal any party member I see within 120 feet. Half of a pool of D6s.
Yeah, as a bonus action.
Yeah.
That's
This
crazy.
is real fucking good.
So while I was a bear, after I had already teleported to the 2 mages, I saw how the situation was going, so I teleported back to where I was and went kind of out of sight of them, so that way I could do what I had to do. It definitely
At least you
struck
tried to. But
Yeah.
one of the mages misty stepped up to you and then got you out of your bear form a separate turn with a big ass fireball.
Yep.
Because they weren't fucking around. They were like, we're gonna kill you right here, right now.
Yeah, that
Got
was
beta in blood.
that
But
was interesting.
thankfully, out of your bear form, I would say you turned the fight around.
Yeah, while Monty ended up, I ended up not resurrecting, got him back up because I cast Healing Spirit. Pretty much, it was 15 or 3 squares. It was Walmani, me, and Morgana. So just each turn did Healing Spirit, D6s for each of them.
Yep, and you casted it at 5th level. I think you
Yeah.
probably healed like 100 HP with that one spell. Which,
Yeah, probably.
and the mages, by the way, they did not stop. I think they cast a total of like 5 or 6 fireballs just
Yeah.
at that location.
it was like
and they
7.
kept hitting and hitting and hitting. But fucking Morgana with evasion, she took like 0 damage out of 5
Then
fireballs. It was
Walmani,
insane.
rolling incredibly well, ended up blocking most of the damage from the other fireball.
Plus, he's a red
Yep.
dragonborn, so he'd resist fire damage. And
pretty based.
forehead moment from me is I really didn't. I forgot that I could just become immune to fire damage as an action. So forgot about
What?
that.
Yeah.
I
Oh
forgot.
no!
I
Well, now
forgot.
you know. I forgot.
But you were doing other things that were more important. I
Hindsight
think,
is
like curing
2020.
wounds. Whatever you had as
24.
a cleric. But yeah, it was very scary because it was like a back and forth where it was a fight. It was a bunch of damage from the fireballs and a bunch of healing from Imrith and Amani. And it got to a point where eventually they all ran out of spell slots. And it just became a fist fight at that
Yeah.
point, which I thought was super interesting. Because you never see what happens when you fully run out of spell slots. And the mages were not giving up. I tried to play them really smart, where they kept out of line of sight. And whenever somebody would go chase after them, they would come out, fire off a spell, and then go and hide again. So they couldn't be hit.
A
And
lot
it
of magic
was-
missiles.
Yeah. And at one point, one of them had suggested, which is a second level spell called Suggestion. They put that on Amani, so he couldn't fight. And they tried to lead Amani out so that they could kill him by themselves. But Imrith
Oh.
came and interrupted that. Meanwhile, it was
I
basically like
stomped and
Imrith.
caused the ground to quake.
Yeah, and you broke the concentration, which is really good, because it was basically they had killed all the cult fanatics at this point with like tidal waves, or mostly just tidal waves, I think, from Imrith, he just destroyed all of them. So it was just the powerful mages left, who had no spell slots, but neither did they. So one of the mages took Amani and Imrith, and another mage went to go fight Morgana, and they were both in 2 separate rooms, having their own little interaction. They were all exhausted, doing what they can to fight back. I thought it was super interesting. Like at one point, I even asked Morgana where she kept her healing potions, because I wanted to have one of the mages try to grab the healing potion and drink it, but he rolled badly, and it never happened. And then they would hide around corners, so you couldn't get them, and they would stealth, and it was a back and forth.
Yeah, and surprisingly, the mage that Monty and Imrith were fighting actually ended up killing Imrith.
Oh yeah.
And Amani was like, "Well, I got nothing to fix that right now."
He got me unconscious. I just rolled poorly.
Yeah, and Amani, I think Amani could have healing word or whatever.
I didn't have any spell slots left.
Yeah, that's true.
I had because I was like, if I don't heal myself, then we're both dying here.
Yeah.
Because also to note, it was all difficult terrain. So if I went back to heal you, it would have taken my turn plus a dash to even get to you.
And then the mages would have still been casting shit at you.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, either I take care of this mage, or I heal you, and there's a possibility we both die. But Amani knows that he has some diamonds, he can revive them in the morrow. Just one rest, and you'll be able to bring these people back to life. Because 3 people were dead. Noir was dead, Beck was dead, and Imrith was dead. He was like, I have Raise Dead, I have Revivify, I have these things that I can bring these people back with. I need to survive. So Amani chased down that cultist into another room.
Yeah, and then Morgana did the same thing. Yeah. She couldn't find the cultist, so she went back, and the cultist came running, screaming at her with a dagger, trying to just kill her for Vecna.
I'm so stupid. I should have realized that he would do something like that, but I didn't, and I'm stupid. But
yeah, thankfully, you had more options being a rogue warlock, where if you had no spell slots, you could still kick ass if you needed to. So the mage wasn't really a problem for you.
No.
You also had a pretty decent chunk of health left, which was really fortunate. Right? You had 30
Thank God
HP
for those
at the end of that
evasions.
fight.
My God, those evasions.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And then I think I was at 15 HP when the cultist died.
Yeah, you're just...
Yeah, what was Amani at?
Mani ended the fight at, I think, around 6 HP.
Jesus.
Which is funny because he had heroism up, which gives him 5 temporary HP every turn, and they were pelting him with like magic missiles and fireballs.
Yeah, over and over. They didn't stop.
And so every turn he would just regain that 5 HP back. He was just, every single.
Oh, that's why you were doing that.
Yeah, every single hit they hit me with, I was just eating that shit up like it was breakfast.
Yeah.
Breakfast.
Yeah, and I didn't have any spell slots, and I was like, I'm not gonna leave my fate up to a saving throw, because saving throws have not been working out well for me today. Yeah. So I just walked up and started choking this motherfucker. Yeah, I just started choking him.
I love that. Where it's just two mages out of spell slots, fully exhausted, breathing heavily. They have a bunch of wounds on them, and they're trying to out-trick themselves with little things that they have that aren't spell slots.
The closest thing I can relate that to is that scene with in The Princess Bride, where Inigo Montoya ends up fighting the guy who ended up killing his father.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He kept getting slashed, but he was still standing up, being like, "My name is Inigo Montoya. You'll kill my father. Prepare to die."
Yeah,
but imagine if the other dude was also equally as exhausted.
Yeah. And Monty was just like, well, I got big beefy arms.
He choked the motherfucker out, which was great.
I knocked him unconscious. We need to keep him alive. There's some secrets we have to extract. So,
well, hey,
maybe. But I felt really bad for Noir and Beck, because they were out so early in the fight, and the fight just wouldn't end because I was playing as smart as possible, and I would not just let them die.
I mean, it worked out.
It's okay.
It did work out because I know Hannah was getting tired from her work schedule, so.
It also sucked though, because Alyssa and I have been wanting to play these characters for so long.
Yeah.
So then Noir died. And we're Shatterkai. So they're like, oh yeah, we died, let's go. Let's see Mom.
Yeah. But great segue.
Realistically, characters should have been like, oh, she's dead, she's fine. Doesn't matter.
After the fight, Everybody was exhausted. It was only 2 people alive. And they had no idea that each other were alive, by the way, because they were in completely separate rooms.
Yeah.
Amani had no idea what happened to Morgana. She could have been dead for all he knew, and the mage could have still been after him. But thankfully, everything turned out all right. And Morgana went over to investigate Noir's body, and just to probably perform some rites or do what she could. But she saw little tally marks on the back of her neck. There were 6. And as she watched, they slowly began to etch in. 7, 8, 9, and it went up to 12 again. And Morgana began to see Noir visibly age under her, as something brought them back once again.
Praise be, Mother.
Yep.
I think I think I said something like that when you said Noir was like, I was like, praise be, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Mom.
Because I love this fucking character.
One of the backstories in the book that I gave them was that they had died before. So this isn't their first experience. Something had brought them back before, something is bringing them back now.
We're not worthy of dying yet for our mother.
Yeah,
We're not done
let
yet. We're not done yet.
No.
Yep.
No!
You still have life to give her, and she will take it all until you are nothing but wastes of flesh beneath her feet.
Well, that sounds very dark.
It is very dark.
Yeah.
She's a
It's
very
not that
dark.
bad. She's a neutral goddess.
Yeah, but she just come
Daddy.
on now. She plucks souls
What is
from
she?
the big soul stream for her own uses.
Yeah,
How
she's
good-
like a
How
better
neutral can
rocket.
you be?
But with 3 of them alive, they all made their way back to the Never Ember Keep. After everything had happened, they weren't going to stay in the crypt any longer. Plus, they had to revive Beck and Imrith. So they went back to the keep, and they spoke with these powerful clerics, and they gave them enough gold or favors that they were able to bring them back once again from death, which is a very taxing ordeal for Imrith.
There's also,
Yeah.
And after that, go on.
there's also a moment when we were talking to, I think, Lord, what's his name again? Never
Never Ember.
Ember. And it was, Amani and Morgana and Noir. And I don't know what happened, what we were talking about, but then there was the mention of possibly stronger people coming to help. I felt really bad saying it, but Morgana was like, these people are dead. They don't deserve to come back. They were weak. They died too quick. We should wait for stronger people.
And
I saw
that is 100% Morgana's character.
Yeah, I saw Evan look at me, and I was like, I'm not looking at you. Don't look at me.
That is one of the tenets that
Sorry.
Morgana follows.
Yeah.
Is that the dead just stay dead?
Hey, you know what? It could work out to be where that becomes so powerful that she might become a paladin.
No. No. Maybe.
And wait till
Yeah,
chapter 2
I
where
think
she's
I
a
was-
paladin.
I
Why
think
would
I
she
whispered
need
to
to do it?
Halia when I was dead. I was like, "Oh shit!" This was before the whole tally thing, by the way. I whispered to Halia, "I'm like, there ain't no way I'm coming back. Even if someone revives, you're gonna say no." So I'm making a new character.
I was trying to think of ways that Morgana would be okay with bringing you back. And I was like, maybe because she,
Well, that's an interesting thing you have to think about as Morgana, because technically you should be dead too.
Yes, that's why she flogged herself.
Yeah.
She was very upset with herself that she didn't stay dead again.
Yeah, I think
So-
the funniest part about all that was a couple hours before, we were getting food before we started started D&D, and while everyone else was waiting for their orders, I was sitting at the table with Noah, and he was like, "So I think you should know this, since you're
Yeah.
gonna be DMing
You're
too."
Pedro Pascal!
Um,
You should know this too.
Yeah, you should know this too.
You should know this
Um,
You should know this too.
He was like,
too. You should know this too.
they've died and come back, and they have these little tally marks on the back of their neck because of it. and it's something that we should probably play into for them. And I was like, okay. And then it came up this session. I was like,
Yeah.
should have saw the prick's face when he saw the tally marks.
I have my ways. But the rest of the session was spent in Lord Neverember's keep as they talked about their plans coming up, and mostly just rested as most of their members had just come back from the death.
And we so sleepy. And we so sleepy.
I'm just deep.
So much pain.
Yeah, that was the quick 40-minute summary of what happened last session. So now let's get into the questions.
Go on, ask away.
Well, what was everyone's favorite parts of
This
the
is
last
a 3
of the
hour
last
long
session?
podcast.
No, there's only 2 questions.
Episode
It
20.
shouldn't take too long. What was everyone's favorite part of last session? We'll just start off. You know, we'll start off with Noah. What was your favorite part?
Mine was a fight. I love that shit. I love how it devolved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it went down to caveman. Have you ever seen the? There's a YouTube animation called A Quick Disagreement, and it's these 2 cavemen who fight over a rock, and they start beating each other up, and it just goes through, like years and years of them evolving new weapons, like we did. So into like swords and catapults into guns and helicopters and planes and
I
whatnot.
thought there was helicopters.
And they go into... I'm not talking about for the fight. I'm talking about for the animation. And eventually these bombs drop and they go into these shelters. And when they come out, they see a rock and they start fighting with their fists again. And it's like, it's, you know, when we're all out of the weapons that we use that are so advanced, it comes down to these hands, you know?
Yeah.
I was very confused where you were going with that.
Anybody
I
who's-
thought you were just gonna end it.
Like-
I thought
like
you were just
Michael
gonna end
Scott.
it with Crave.
If there's
with
anybody who's
caveman.
seen that animation, they know exactly what I'm talking about, and they're going, "Ryan, you're a genius. That is the best anecdote I've ever heard in my life."
I thought this was gonna be some brain rot content.
No, I would never brain
mean-
rot in the podcast.
He would never.
Skippity.
He would never stoop to a Sigma level.
No, not
Skippity.
on the podcast. In real life, I'm all for it.
Right.
Not on the podcast. It's where we're professional.
Yeah, because we're a professional podcast.
Professional.
What's
Because
your
we're so
favorite? What was
skibbity.
your favorite moment, Halia?
What? Oh, sorry. They're gonna ask Ryan.
Brain
The
rot.
fight. That was good.
There were dogs barking.
Okay, let's see what happened.
You should know this too.
You should.
Yeah, fight was
I
great.
love that
Love that
shit.
shit. How about you, Evan?
The fight.
That's
Really?
great. How about you? Go on.
I was mainly just saying because it made me realize that I'm not super well versed with druids, and also just how jaw dropping it can be when you're really giving it your all and it's not working.
Yeah.
I thought you just said jaw jawing.
Jaw
jawing.
Uh,
Unfortunately, you can't quick save while playing Eve of Ruin.
What do you mean?
It does show how important the in between from your turn and everyone else's turn is, though. The thinking about what you have to do and what the best course of action is. You know.
It's
yeah,
very.
There's a little yarn board in your head that you have to connect things to.
I greatly enjoy that we are now implementing into our gameplay. Okay. Like
word.
like
How you graduated?
that's a big word for Almo.
Oh my god!
We're adding the like on deck thing, like who's next.
Yeah.
That's a big
Yeah.
word for
I greatly enjoy that we have that now
Yeah.
because that makes it so
it's
much
nice.
easier.
It keeps people thinking too.
Yeah.
Lets you know that, hey, you should be thinking of what's happening.
Although sometimes it sucks because like you have an idea and then someone else does something that kind of
Yeah.
messes up the idea, and I'm like,
Happens all the
"Fuck."
time.
That's what happened
Yeah.
with Imrith when he ended up teleporting.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of teleporting, let's teleport over to what was Alyssa's favorite part.
I would say the fight, but I died. I barely did the fight. So,
It was a nice
but
cinematic though.
it was fun watching the fight. But as something I did, maybe
Woohoo.
actually finally using my Find Familiar. Ha ha
Carbo.
ha.
I did like that.
Yeah, I have the ritual casting feat, and I took Find Familiar so I could have a raven for Mother Dearest. And yeah, its name is Corbu. Because I'm so original, it's Raven in French. And yeah, I had him scout around, and we found some stuff using that. So that was
Hilarious
that was
moment
fun.
happened because of that. Where you found a little secret room. It was a little cogwheel that was in all with all the machinery, but it was attached from the rest. So you all went over there and you opened it up, and it was this dark hallway that led down like 20 feet. And you went in. At the end of the hallway, there was this little hatch that you guys couldn't open up, and you were like, "Oh my god, what's in here? How do we do this?" And you spent like 5 minutes trying to open this
Spent
hatch.
too
When I think,
fucking
like,
long.
yeah, I think Ryan's
Yeah.
character was just like, "I punch it" or something, and
Just
just
pushed
fucking
it.
opened up. Yep. And I was like, "It opens up into the first room you guys came into."
Yeah, you want to know the funniest part about that though is that was my favorite moment.
Yeah, it was really funny.
I was
I-
going to just mention, like, if it wasn't for the fight, that would have been my top moment of
it
the
was
entire.
such
Oh my
It
god.
was really funny.
it was such a classic D&D moment of like, oh my god, a secret room with treasure. Nope.
No, it's
Yep.
also like the memes where it's like, man, this door's unopenable. Oh, here, I can't lockpick it. Magic doesn't work. The DM behind the screen, just open the door.
It's a
Just
pull
open the
door.
door.
It's a
Use
pull
the
door.
handle.
Damn.
It was a little latch that held the hatch closed.
Another fun little moment for me personally was when we had to like take a short rest. Well, we didn't have to, but we were because Amani was walking our like
Sorry.
the people we had to bring back
Yeah.
Sorry.
to the
Yeah.
keep. What?
One of them.
Sarcel. One of
Yeah.
the noble people.
Oh,
Continue.
yeah, okay, yeah. Those two people we had to bring back to the keep. Because
Yeah, but we
he
did them
walked them
separately.
back.
as well.
Yes, we had to bring them back. Well, he did. And then the rest of us were just sitting there. And then I felt so bad. But Hannah kept trying to talk to Morgana. Why Morgana of all of us? I don't know.
because you're so mysterious and cool.
I'm
And you weren't
not.
talking.
I'm a dick. You're the nicer one.
Inclusivity.
So why she started with Morgana, I'll never know. But I felt really bad because Morgana's a cunt. And she's like, don't talk to me. Poor Beck is like, well, speak to me, please.
Maybe one day she'll push that at you.
Who knows? Maybe. Maybe she'll push me over the edge.
Character development.
On the edge.
I doubt it, but that would be fun.
Would be so not Morgana's character.
You know what else we're on the edge on, guys?
The next question. Hit us.
Nope.
Oh.
We're on the edge of the outro.
Why? We asked one question.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we get.
Why?
What?
We
It's
get
episode 20, bitch. This gotta be exciting.
the next one, I can assure, will not take long. So I guess, yeah, let's just ask it. What do we think is going to come after this?
I can't speak, so I will be.
I also can't.
I'm gonna be missing for a while.
Vecna.
Goodbye.
After the next time you
Smart.
play, you think Vecna's gonna just show up?
Yes.
You're thinking ahead. I
No.
like it. I like it.
I don't know. I mean, we had to take a while, right? For everyone to not be, like, dead.
I don't think we're
Or-
planning
No,
on
I-
waiting. I think we're just going to go back into the crypt.
I think
No, I mean, like, end game. We're waiting.
Yeah, I know.
It'll be, like,
I
time
don't think we're
skip
waiting,
before.
are we?
Yes.
both Hannah and I have -4 to all rolls.
Yeah, you guys are going to have to
Yeah,
stay in
we
the
were-
back or something because
Yeah.
there's the thing is these people. There's a time limit. I'm assuming. I don't know because I haven't read the chapter.
They
but I'm
didn't
assuming there's
say
a-
there was.
Well, these people have
Well-
already been missing for a week, so I have a feeling the week is probably.
Well, yes.
The
Morgana
one girl,
has
they-
mentioned that.
they s-
But we were also told by like the fucking people that assigned us to do this that they're gonna need like 5 days.
Yeah. So
And then-
either we go in just you and I and Noir.
I mean,
Or
Imrith doesn't suffer any. Pretty much the only penalties is if someone makes him make a save. Otherwise, he can cast all his spells
Yeah.
normally. They're not impeded by that. If he just
There's
stays a
still-
solid... If we play it smart and he stays far enough away, we're good.
I don't want to do that because that
Well-
could be bad.
I'm just saying, dude.
Well, no, but,
But
like,
then there's also the thing we have to take into consideration where on one of the pieces of paper it did say that this person has secrets that they can't let out, and that should be perfect for a sacrifice.
Yeah, so we know that they're kind of on a short time limit, and it would probably be really bad if we don't get to them eventually.
And now that they're seeing that we're coming in to try and do something, they're probably assuming that we're trying to rescue the noble people, and they will probably execute quicker.
Yeah, so...
yeah, then ask Noah if you and Hannah can make, like, I don't know, temporary characters.
Well, either way,
Because that would
what are
be
we
really
thinking?
fair.
What are we thinking is going to come after Chapter 1? You know,
Chapter
what are you
2.
guys thinking? That is so insightful
Good
and smart.
answer.
What a great answer.
Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah.
Is she
Why
wrong?
not?
No, she's
I
not.
think
Good
that
job.
the DMs are
Therefore
going
I
to
am.
switch.
What? No way! Who is he switching to?
That'll be exciting.
Me. Just kidding.
This
Ryan.
guy.
Alyssa
Ri-
does chapter 11.
Ryan.
Yeah.
See, you guys
You don't
are
want
like
me to
over
do
here.
that.
You guys are over here for me in this overlay that we're in.
Well,
You see my name tag here? You guys are over here.
Well,
I'm in the
this
top
word
left.
swaps it around. You're gonna have to like
So that
swap
means
your
you're over.
camera around.
I don't know where you are.
Just point at the camera.
You're right there.
You're gonna DM.
You.
We're gonna
Right?
chat
Right
bot,
there.
and you're gonna
Right
everything
there.
you guys say. It's gonna be a real quiet session, guys.
That'll be exciting.
Sitting
waiting
Yeah, I
for a
don't know.
comment.
Oh no!
Like,
For
what do you
11
mean?
hours.
Like, what will come next?
Just what do you think?
Chapter.
Like now that we know like what our enemies,
Or just next
what
session.
enemies could be, and
Next
so on and so
session?
forth. What do you guys think?
I don't know about next
Session or
chapter because
chapter?
we're not even near done chapter 1. So I don't know.
True.
We could be going to like Barovia or Planescape. I don't know.
I personally think that the chapter is going to end with the resurrection of Vecna.
We go to chapter 20 in this, buddy boy. You think
No.
chapter
Chapter-
1?
Go to chapter 11.
Yeah,
You mean level
I
20.
believe
Level 20,
I
guys.
in chapter 1,
Yes.
the very end of it is the resurrection of Vecna.
Not saying Vecna's.
I have no
Tune
clue.
in
Is
in
it
like
already?
5 episodes.
I mean, I
Don't
don't.
look at the book.
I don't.
Cheat.
I'm joking.
I don't know. I
My
don't.
chapter.
I don't know because I feel like it'd be weird if he's already that close.
I mean, he's already that influential,
well, yeah, he's back now.
but he
How
already
close you
has
say
a
he is?
massive cult following. Who knows what they
They're
already
trying
have?
to resurrect him, but
I'm
I
gonna
don't
do
know.
the Sigma phase.
I think that person that we found the map of their house, I believe that's going to be the sacrifice for Vecna.
I want to point out that was a map of that person. Well, I think that's the second last person we have to find.
Yeah, I don't know. Wait, wasn't it what's the name? The gnome's house? 'Cause
No.
he knows everything about Vecna.
No, it's not Noblin.
Oh, so who else is important?
An actress.
The actress.
An actress.
They want a show before they raise Vecna?
She's an actress.
That'd be
All
She
crazy.
knows
bards
something.
want a show.
She knows.
That would be crazy. And Vecna was like, when you resurrect me, bring an actress.
Maybe he's got.
I'm not
ma-
contributing. to
Maybe
this
yeah, maybe
conversation.
he's got a new question that we can ask.
Micro-penis
How about
thing.
this? How about we just go to the outro? Thank you very much for watching episode 20 of SideQuest. Holy shit! 20 episodes, 20 weeks. We
my
started
God!
in January. That is crazy. What the hell? I got something.
What
to
the hell?
Fireworks.
What the hell?
Confetti, fireworks, fireworks.
There's
Big
so
banner.
many. That's a. What the fuck's on Noah's camera? What the fuck?
Is that chicken?
Is that fucking chicken under his bed? What the fuck?
What
Noah
the
chicken.
fuck?
Where'd Noah go?
There's a chicken. Ah! Ah! It's a weird chicken! It's a weird chicken!